My brain is an archaeologist. It is fossils learning to breathe and ancient buried memories breaking through the crust of the earth. It is a sticky rewind button. And the day you stole my childhood, nothing was to be the same. I, 4 years younger, you, older brother, surely always to look after me. Alas, not for me. Only betrayal and disgust. When I came across my rapist under the People You May Know tab on Facebook, it felt like the closest to the crime scene I have ever been. That is, if you don't count the clockwork murder I make of my own memory every time I drive down Colfax Avenue. But still, I sift for clues in response to women that say that men can't write about rape. You are wrong. Us, not so fair of sex, hairy beasts with gruff voices and large limbs, the only thing we safely have is aggression. I was 5'10" at 12 years old when I became a question mark. Is you a boy or a girl? Why do you walk like that? Why your butt so big? Your skin is haunted. But you wanted it, right? Wanted it? NBC News revealed in an article published in April 2018 that with the growth of the Me Too movement, male surviving victims of sexual assault report feeling out of place in their experiences, due to #MeToo being primarily female-dominated. This is causing the Me Too movement to feel more like the "what about me" movement to many, especially as the stigma against the validity of male survivors continues to present itself in our society. My name is Eric Poe. And as a fellow survivor and someone who has faced this stigma head-on, I'd like to speak on the behalf of all male survivors who feel like they cannot, through an interpretation of the poems My Story by Anonymous, In Response by Akeem Jamal Rollins, Describing My Post-Traumatic Stress Disorder in Poetry by Emma Claire Martin, and People You May Know by Kevin Cantor. I present to you today not a program, but my story. Their stories, a male history of rape and sexual assault that will be heard. He is dancing with his shirt off in a city that I've never been to, click. He's eating sushi over a few beers with friends, and I am under his fingernails, click. I know that alley, click. I killed the memory of that t-shirt, click. This is an old photograph, a baby picture. There's also an older man, presumably his father. They're both round and right and still smiling. Click, he is shirtless again. #beast mode selfie. But women are the 1 and 3 and 4 and 5, some one-handed statistic that doesn't tell our stories. I am an anomaly. Men can't get raped. Boys always want it. Aggression is the only thing that we safely have. And my brain is a museum curator. It is no behind finger-smudged glass, and memories secured in elegant golden frames. Those nights sealed away like paints on canvas, never to fade, never to fade. My brain is scared wide awake as you acted out your sick desire. I screamed for Mom as loud as I could, only silence was to be. So many family near, so near to be saved from the beast within my room. I call him the wolf when I write about him. The wolf which is to make him as storybook as possible. The wolf when I write about him, which is to say, when my memory escapes the murder, or when the internet suggests it. Me, a cousin, 3 of my exes, a best friend, 3 of his exes, another best friend. You know, this looks to be like a really common, rare thing. But men always want it. Boys can't say no. Aggression, aggression! I am still a question. Did it happen to you when you were a kid? Oh, that's something different. Oh, no. Other kids are doing it. That's called molestation. Don't worry yet. You weren't a man yet. So you didn't lose anything. I hid behind a mask for years to come. You took away the boy, deprived of the man I may have been. So I became the man I had to hide from the pain and guilt. Too many what-ifs in my life. Minds try to forget, conceal, bury. The passing of years ease the pain and shame until one day the world implodes to the memory of the frightened child as your brother comes to bed. It is monuments built over bruised skin. It is tears on holy ground. It is historic preservation and a gift shop. Cave paintings I keep going back to like spontaneous pilgrimage. A shrine to words I never said. Facebook informed me that we have 3 mutual friends, which is to say that he is people you may know, which is to say that I am people that you may know. And there are people that know, and people that don't know, and people that don't know that I want to let know, that I'm afraid to let know, and people that probably know him, that know me, that know the word no. No, 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 no. The word no is a flock of sleeping sheep sitting in my mouth, and now I know the wolf's middle name and what he listens to on Spotify. This is where I turn myself into a question mark. I wanted it, right? I wanted it. Did I say no and mean it? Did I mean it? Did I mean it? I'm a man now. This can't happen to me. Men are stronger. Aaron is a 5'3" china cabinet of a man, an ex-lover and in his mid-20s when his no and stop returned to do foreplay and harder. What does that make him now? He cannot be a man. If this were to happen to me now, what would I become? A boy's bones draped in a man's parade float skin? A failed excuse? A monster? Is it justified because I'm gay? Am I really gay? Or do I just get off on reliving my own tragedies? The whispering of one summer's day. The audience, my wife, my rock. To see her weep in disbelief and shock, her hug. Its meaning gave me strength to make my move. I will tell my story to all those that ought to know, although the forest fire raged over me years ago. The burn of his touch long gone. I'm still sifting through the ashes. Still following the scent of burning wood. Facebook informs me that we have 3 mutual friends. And he can no longer be a wolf or the nameless grave that I dig for myself on bad days. We have 3 mutual friends on Facebook, and now it feels like they're holding the shovel. I had 4 people tell me that they'd rather I had said nothing. I had 2 police officers tell me that I must give his act a name or else it didn't happen. Obviously, I could have fought back. Which is to say, nobody comes running for young boys who cry rape. Boys always want it. Men want it all the time. This is where I turn myself into an exclamation point. No! I didn't want it. But it happened. And I'm here. I am here. I am here. I am where I am. A survivor. A silent statistic. But I am no longer that scared, frightened child. We are not handfuls of coins tossed to some hungry fountain's wet. No victim deserved the boulder burden of blame until we are an earthquake upon a pebble. An over-exaggeration. Only allowed to feel aggression. Now, women, look, I get it. You all have lost so much. But this is not only yours now. And I'm not trying to tell your stories. Just please, stop telling me what my story isn't.